Guys, welcome to another video in the How to Solo Eve series. I have left my home behind, I'm 3000 tiles to the west, and I'm going to the roads camp. 2000 down, you can craft steel beams there. I want to have steel beams, however, I do not want to go through the trouble of chemistry and everything else just yet. Um, that's a sheep over there. That's a bit weird. What's a sheep doing there? What are you doing there, little guy? Just go home, man. Okay, so that was a random sheep on the road. We are going to the camp where we can craft steel beams. Now, I have done some preparation. We know that if we are using those facilities, they like a gift of some sort. They don't want to be robbed in a way. So I have already brought a lot of things that I will need for it, so that I will only be using their machinery. I won't be using their resources. And I have been here before. I have been in these towns at some point in the past. And I've left behind some food when I was there. Now, that was not on stream, not on YouTube at least. I was streaming that, but I was streaming it in the Discord, and it was a lot of fun. It was in the middle of the night for me, and a lot of Americans were present and just watching me as I was, making food and maintaining town a little bit. It was a fun stream on Discord. It was the 2 hours one live Discord. And what I basically also want to show in a way is that you do not need to do everything alone. You do not need to struggle through this really complicated tech tree. If it's your very first time playing, you can ask for help, you can visit other towns, get help there, or help yourself in another town. Now, obviously, I will just be using a machine that I can't break. Like, I'm not going to break the machine, right? I'm not going to grief. The owner of the town even says so, that it's okay to craft steel beams there. They're like, hey, go down there and craft steel beams. That's what they literally say on the note. So I'm going there, I'm going to use their facilities to make something for myself. So I do not have to do chemistry at this point. I do not need a lab table. I do not need alkyd resin. I don't need like 5 billion steel to make a rolling mill or a whatever diesel generator or whatever it's called. But we will be teaching you in this video how to use those things. So we'll not make them, we'll use them. And I think that's very important to know how to use something. Even more important than knowing how to make something, because making something is something you only do once. Anyone can do it. You can have a kid come in and do it for you in your town. But when it comes to using it, that's something you'll probably need to do more often. So that's why I'm going to be teaching you how to use these things that we're going to encounter. I am hungry though, and I need to find a little bit of yum. Maybe there's something along the road very soon, because I do not wish to starve to death. My craving is chicken stir fry, which is the absolute worst. I ate a steak pie at home, and I shouldn't have done that, because that sort of puts you in a situation where you're like late game texture. So yeah, it's not good for your yums. Let's just eat this burdock here once I stop rubber banding all over the place. There we go. Let me double check my ping. If ever you're like, hey, why am I so slow? You type /ping like this, and my ping is 96 milliseconds, which is what it usually is. I'm not really worried about that. That's pretty normal for me. And I think this is the roads camp. Yeah, this is where I was at. Look, I made all these yums last time I was here. So I made all the mutton and the beef, and I made the pies that you see over here, a bunch of pies. And this is basically where we will be using this, the rolling mill and the diesel generator. The thing that I also did, I made steel slabs of myself. Apparently I didn't need to make steel slabs of myself because they already have a lot of them over here. So what is the steel slabs? How are those made? So you remember how last time we made ingots when we were doing the blast furnace video? Well, if you want to make slabs, you just change the mold to slab mold, that's this, and then you will pull out steel slabs like that, and that is basically all you need for the next step. Now, I made them at home already, and I made them a glass bottle, which is sort of my gift for using their facility. I was thinking of taking even more with me, but I just didn't have enough room. I took a tank of kerosene with me as well because I don't think there's any here, and if there is, and even so, I just want to use their stuff. I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to, how to put it, I don't want to steal from them, right? They also still have so many cast iron beams that they can't use, which is kind of sad. Let me just see if we got a little bit of wood here that I can gather. We might need to make a little bit of charcoal. I don't know what the situation is. Let's have a look. There's one charcoal here, which really isn't much. Might be enough to do what we want to do. And I'm also gonna make some more charcoal if I can. And there's still an ingot here. There we go. Do we have an axe here? I should have taken an axe, maybe. Because if we do not have an axe here, I am gonna have to make an axe first. Yep. This, I should have foreseen this. I should have foreseen that maybe I was going to need an axe, and I should have brought one from home, and I didn't. Also, I caught these rabbits last time. This day did not have rabbits anymore. And I doubt I'll find my craving chicken stir fry here, so yeah. But at least I can eat the food that I made for myself last time, so we can have some good yums while we're here. We don't have to worry about food. You also see over here, they do have the lab table and everything to make the diesel generator and the rolling mill. But I encourage you, just look at these recipe in 2Tech. They are quite complex, and you will understand why I didn't choose to make those at this point. So we don't have an axe, but we do have a bunch of these. Let's make 2 axes, I'd say. I don't think I'll be needing anything else. So how this rolling mill works, it has 2 lights, a red light and a blue light. I think I need to put it on blue light. Then for the diesel, always, how do I use? For the diesel generator, you use the kerosene. And then this thing, it doesn't even have a use apparently. The rolling mill. There we go. So the rolling mill, if it's on standby, if it's off. So if you combine it with a running diesel generator within 5 tiles, and this thing will become running. Once it starts running, you can put several things in there to make items. And if we put in a, if I'm not mistaken, a hot slab, damn it, I shouldn't have clicked that. Back to this. So let's go back, stand by, we turn it on, it's running, and then, where's the slab? Where's the slab? There's the slab, and then if you put the hot steel slab and wooden tongs in there, then it's steel beam and wooden tongs, and that will become beams, and I will need 6 beams. I want to make 6 beams for myself. The thing is, though, there's more beams here, and we might as well immediately process them. Can I lift this with that? That doesn't work. Where did I leave my horse? It's my horse. There we go. We're gonna move those closer as well. We're gonna see if we can get 12 done. Because, you know, 6 would be nice, but 12 would be even better for people who will come here in the future and want it. Also, I know that up north there is one singular steel beam, which is useless. You can't do anything with one steel beam. You always need a bunch. So we'll see what we can do there. Okay, so can I get a fire going? Because is there kindling somewhere? Please. Please let there be kindling somewhere, or else I can't even get a fire going. And then I need to make a hatchet or something. Oh my god, I don't even have a way to make wood. Are you kidding me? I need to get like a rope somewhere. I do think I have my shears on me, so if we have cotton, which we do, I can definitely make a rope, and we can make an old-fashioned hatchet. Also, let's take the flint and steel with me, even though there's some already here. We need a short shaft. We need a sharp stone, and then we'll have a hatchet at least. Okay, hatchet. Kindling. Alright, well, I guess this is what we begin with, and we start by making 2 axes. And then we start making some proper charcoal. And then we will finally be making some things that we need. Alright, let's go. I do regret that we'll be running out of charcoal then, but we will also be leaving more charcoal behind, so we're sort of fixing a few situations here for this town. Trust me. And now I don't have a straight shaft, obviously. Okay. Let's go. Let us make 2 axes here. Alright, those are the axes that we need. I don't see a purpose in heating up the rest just yet, because this thing is gonna run out within 30 seconds. I'd rather wait for new kerosene, for new charcoal to do all the rest. So, yeah, let us now make the axes. Let's maybe leave 1 over here and 1 axe for ourselves. And we're just gonna take this. There, we got the axe now. We can make proper charcoal. What am I doing? I'm misclicking. Now let's make another batch of charcoal here as well, since we're here anyway. Because we're gonna have to wait for the charcoal to finish as it is. So this town belongs to Astrid, or Astrid is the one who set it up at the start. So that's why we have this random town here underneath spawn. It's about 12,000 tiles under spawn. Can ring the bell. Maybe Luna will know it's me. Luna is currently in my town, in the Solo Eve town. She's working on a new area for the clothes area, or for making clothes, the tailor area. So we're just waiting for Luna there. See what she's gonna do with our area. I'm very curious. And let's just do a little bit of maintenance here. Let's get a little bit of honey here, since we can. There we go. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this town. There's a lot of work to be done in this town, right? But at the same time, it's a Solo Eve series about my town, not about this town. So I just want to use the facilities. I don't want to, like, make everything, right? So we're not gonna do that. I'm also curious what's over here. What's... Oh, right, there's Nepente there. That's nice. Let's see. Aha, so they have an iron mine here. Yeah. And they have an empty tank here. So it's a good thing that we brought Caro with us. Because, yeah, we wouldn't have had any kerosene otherwise. So that's the sort of thing you want to think of before you leave. Especially since this was a trip that took me like 15 minutes just to travel here, right? And I do think I need to put the rolling mill on blue. And that means it will be active. If I leave this on red and then I turn on the diesel generator, this thing will not start running. So how this works is it's basically powered by electricity. The diesel generator generates electricity with diesel, aka kerosene, right? So once you put this in here, then this thing starts running, and it runs for 5 seconds before it turns into... Wait, I'm just checking. How long? Just off? 5 seconds? It is way more time than 5 seconds. So how long does this run? 40 seconds. We have 40 seconds for the rolling mill, right? And we have 30 seconds for the charcoal over here. So I do need to time this pretty well. So I'm going to, like, put down this thing over here. We're going to turn it on, and it should start working immediately, but I also need the tongs. Hold on. Tongs. Kinda don't need this wheelbarrow here. I do need some empty room. Okay, let's try. Turn it on. This thing is green. It's on. We have 30 seconds. Down hot. There. Hot. There. Oh! Oh my god, I need separate room for every single one of these. I can't put them together. That's gonna slow me down a bit, but if we can make 6, which we've already done now, we're doing it well. So let's just keep going until we can make no more. And that will already be a success. We've made so many already. I'm We only have 30 seconds. So this thing just went out. We did really well. We still have 2 that aren't made, but we can leave them like this. So I wanted to take home 6 with me, but in total we have made 5 extra now. And well, these slabs can stay here. So this is what I'm gonna take with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's I could take 8 with me, but that wouldn't make much sense either, because I would always need 4 to use them at home. So if I'm gonna use them at home for my mines, then I will need about 4 per mine. So if I have a number that's not a multiple of 4, I will have too many or too little or whatever, right? So it's better for me that I just take these with me. I'm done here now. This is all we needed to do. I wanted to come and make the steel beams. You guys saw how it worked. I hope you guys really understood it. So basically, turn this thing on with kerosene. Make sure before you do it that the rolling mill's light is not red but blue. If it's red, it's not even gonna turn on. Then the electricity is just like poof, gone. There's no point to it. Make sure the furnace is also on. And the furnace will be on 30 seconds. This thing will be on 40 seconds. So don't worry too much about it. And yeah, that's about it basically. That's how you use it. And then if you make steel beams, always do a multiple of 4 or 4 for just one mine. And since I have 2 beams at home, with these 6 we'll have 8, and it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be great. But yeah, that was about it for me. I now need to go home, travel home, and once I'm home, I can finally upgrade a mine to level 4. And we have a steel mine or an iron mine waiting for us. So next video is going to be about upgrading a mine to level 4. And that is really what we want. We want a mine that never runs out of iron, no matter what we do. And that's what we're going to get. We're going to get our level 4 mine. And we will no longer struggle with iron after that point. We will eventually need to make a lab table and the same devices you saw here, just for the sake of the tutorial, right? But I would say if you're new to the game, do not torture yourself. Why would you want to go through the hassle of making the lab table and the chemistry and everything else when you can just visit another town with your wagon, take some slabs with you, leave the town better than when you came, and yeah, just play like that, right? I hope you guys learned something this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.